So on today's episode of silly shit that used to really make me anxious that I've been able to work through and continue to work through. I still sometimes get anxious about it, but continue to work through by simply reframing and changing my behavior is my fear of my back patio door at night. So my husband and I bought our house like 2.5 years ago. And the back door is like one of those big sliding doors that lead to the backyard, right? And so our backyard, all you need to know is it's just a regular backyard. Then there's some grass and stuff. And then there's a horse trail. So it's beautiful back there during the day. I love looking at it back there during the day. But for whatever reason at night, sometimes I would just get this irrational fear. And it's only irrational because it's super unlikely. That's the thing about irrational fears. It doesn't mean that something's impossible. It's just that it's really, really improbable. So it's unlikely to happen, right? So I would be scared to look. And I would joke to myself, the first thing I do is reframe it and be like, okay, like the odds are nothing's going to be there. Nobody's just going to be standing there. I would be afraid that I was going to look at it at night and somebody would just be standing there against my glass or something. So I would avoid looking at it because just like social anxiety, an important thing to know about anxiety is that it will sometimes cause you not to observe your environment if it's not being managed well. So initially when it wasn't being managed well, I would avoid. But the problem is if you avoid looking, then you can't get a corrective experience. So what I've done over time is tell myself like, girl, what if somebody was there? It's unlikely, right? But you should look. You're just gonna go to bed and just act like, oh, okay. So when I realized that, like, no, the thing that makes the most sense is to listen to my anxiety. My anxiety is trying to get me to look because anxiety is a call to action. So it's like my anxiety is trying to get me to look so I can get a corrective experience. And over time, I've been, I look now all the time. It doesn't bother me nearly as much, if ever. But like over time, I've gotten corrective experience of like, ain't nobody there. But like, wouldn't you want to know that? That's the thing about avoidance. It's not your friend. It makes you feel better in the moment. But it's like if somebody was standing at my back patio door, okay, I would want to know that motherfucker's there. I'm not just going to go to bed. I would like to know that. So I started to look, and then I realized each time it's like, oh yeah, nobody's there. I knew it was unlikely in the first place. Like it's way more likely that I would see a horse at my back patio door than I would a person. But it's just like, I would want to know that. And that's what my anxiety was trying to get me to do. So through reframing and realizing like it would be better to see that and know and run and scream and call the police than to just go to bed like nothing's happening. Like reminding myself of that and changing my behavior, I was able to get corrective experiences, and my anxiety about it has overall like is almost non-existent at this point. But it's just, I tell you this story just to tell you that like the way that we best work through anxiety is to